Good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. It's me again, Jen. Hello! And it is Tuesday, and it is the 13th of October, and we are reading from the Patch Tarot deck, which is a tarot deck that is produced and distributed by the Spirit Science people, who have a really cool YouTube channel if you want to check out some interesting videos that kind of question the standard paradigm of things. And these cards are also available if you check out the link in the description below. You can order them directly from me. And hey, I would totally appreciate it as an affiliate of their little program. So I absolutely love these cards. They are so bright. They are so fascinating. And so let's see what card we have today. Okay, yes. And they are also so very pop culture. Today we have the Chariot, which in my little circle we like to also call it's Topaz's card, because one of my dear friends, this is her card, and now every time it comes up, I'm like, oh, it's the Topaz card. So we have the Chariot, and the Chariot in this case has a kind of character who looks very anime-ish to me. This whole card looks very anime-ish, so I'm sure there is a pop culture reference that I am missing. And I hope that anyone who is in my little circle watching this can leave me a comment below and clue me in on what character that it's supposed to be, because I would love to know. There's also a star, sometimes known as Star of David. It is the six-pointed star on a shield in the center there that looks like the knight that's sitting behind it. And we have, of course, we have two Sphinx little characters drawing the Chariot, which is pretty typical of this card. This one is black and white, and this one is kind of a combination of different colors. And I really like this, how bright it is and how really interesting all of these little characters' faces are too in this. So let's see. We have these two characters that are running. Okay, and the same, my Topaz friend is going to totally have a conversation with me later about how I mispronounce this. But I am going to pronounce it as Czep. It's Cheth is the little Hebrew symbol down in the bottom corner there. It looks a little like an Uruz rune. So if you know what that means. And also in the other corner, we have the symbol and the word Cancer, which is the zodiac sign associated with this card. Up in the top, we have, of course, the card number, which is an 8. And I've got to double check myself because I'm pretty sure that the Chariot is not always the number 8. So that's interesting. I don't know. I'm going to have to check this out. I didn't really look at it that closely when I was flipping through the deck earlier. But anyway, we have motion and we have tension are the two words up here. So motion is upright and tension is inverted. I really love that these cards have kind of these keywords going in the top corner, and it's kind of a hint. It's like, hey, if you're new at this and you need your brain jogged on what this card means, here's a couple of words that might help you. So motion is pretty obvious in the Chariot. The Chariot, being a vehicle of some kind, is pushing us forward. It is driving us ahead. The Chariot, interestingly enough, in our modern world, is also related a lot to communication devices such as the computer and the phone and things of that nature. While we expect the Chariot to relate to our vehicles in the sense of cars and even horses and things of that nature, we don't always think about it in the sense of vehicles of communication. So I really like when this card comes up, and I can kind of talk a little bit about how, yes, if the Chariot comes up in a reading, it may have to do with communication and computers and things of that nature. The other thing that the Chariot usually has to do with is kind of reining in our our choices, our free will, our options on things. So if you have your two characters, your two sphinx, your horses, if they are more in a more traditional kind of thing, maybe not as whimsical as a sphinx, if they are drawing your carriage around, you want to keep them mutual. You want to keep them so that they are moving at the same speed in the same direction at the same time. And if you don't, well, your chariot's either not going to go anywhere or it's going to go a lot of places you don't want it to go. So one of the meanings behind this is keeping those things balanced. So while motion is a great word for this one, balance is also a really great word, I think, for the chariot, because it is about reining in your impulses sort of to be a little more focused and direct your and channel your energy. The tension side of it, I really like that word because a lot of times while I do kind of tell people, hey, if the chariot comes up inverted, it means you're kind of driving all over the place and going in all these different directions. But it can also mean that you're kind of pulling in two directions where you're not going anywhere, but you might tear yourself in two. A bit of draw and quarter action happening if you are being pulled in many different directions at the same time and you're not controlling that. So tension can be good because it can hold something together in the sense of like putting pressure on something and holding a dome together, let's say, or pulling on something so that the tension strength keeps it uplifted in a net. But also tension can be not so great and can tear you apart. So that's one of the interesting things about this choice of word is that it's not stagnation so much as it is that tension. And can you hold that tension or is it going to break you? So that's a really interesting way to depict the chariot, I think, is less about you're stuck in one place or spinning in circles, but are you keeping that kind of balance well enough that you can just kind of hover like a bumblebee almost and go, okay, I don't have to go anywhere. I can just stay here and coast for a little while, and I don't have to be in this constant forward momentum. So I think in a way that's a positive way to look at this card when it's inverted. And I am always looking for that when I pick out a card, especially if it's towards the end of a reading or it depicts the future. I don't want to tell somebody, hey, you're stagnating or you're pulling yourself apart or you're spinning in circles. Maybe it's a way to say, hey, hold that tension. Let's see how long you can hold that note, so to speak, or how long you can hover and just kind of look from a more above an eagle eye view. A lot of animal references today. An eagle's eye view of the situation so you can make better choices about it. You don't have to be constantly moving. I really dig this card. I love the color in it. I like the energy that it's giving off of kind of the victory almost to it too. So I do like this version of the chariot. I am not going to go into what the two symbols at the bottom mean because I don't have enough knowledge on it. But if you do know how Cancer ties into it as a zodiac sign or how Czech, we're going to say Czech, Cheth, as the Hebrew letter ties into it, let me know. Leave a comment below. I always like to read them. It's super interesting to me. All the new stuff I learn, always learning, always, always. And also, hey, like, subscribe, do all those kinds of things. Check out the playlist and all of the other cards that we've been looking at. We are almost halfway through October already. Can you believe it? We're creeping up on Halloween, so I might do something really special and spooky on Halloween, but we'll see. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and enjoy this beautiful weather that is finally coming upon us. All right.